Okay, part 3, back on the Ponzi scheme deal. Okay, Citigroup was a big factor in the fall of Argentina. Go look it up, check the videos out, do some research. Okay, they're part of what crushed Argentina in 01, 02, and but let me read this. Remember the bailout was supposed to prevent the collapse. It was supposed to just prevent the meltdown of the economy, which I knew they were lying. See, you got to understand something. A federal government official will not lie unless his lips move. You got to understand that. As long as he keeps his mouth shut, he ain't lying. Okay? Okay. Let me give you a little bit. I told you about Citigroup's pay and compensation. And remember the bailout money they got. Let me talk to you about this for a minute. November 24th, U.S. approves plan to help Citigroup cope with losses. Citigroup saw no red flags, even as it made bolder bets. U.S. offers Citigroup expansive safety net. Bush, more rescues like Citigroup possible. Paradigm problem. Commentary, the TARP was supposed to prevent Citigroup like debacles. European shares surge early after Citigroup rescue. Joint statement by Treasury, Federal Reserve, and the FDIC on Citigroup. U.S. approves plan to help Citigroup cope with losses. Watch. Come on. I mean, just bear with me. Citigroup brings out a bigger axe. Citigroup chief pundit to reduce headcount by 50,000, despite pledge Citigroup to raise credit card rates. Blaming difficult environment. Citigroup lays off 10,000 workers. Citi eyes smaller fish in deposit quest. Citigroup offers to ease mortgage terms. Citigroup in discussion by regional bank. Goldman, Citigroup said to tell Como they can't detail bonuses. They can't detail the bonuses they gave out. Citigroup's heading into the single digits. Citigroup loses $1.4 billion securitizations. Wall Street won't surrender on bonuses. And it just keeps going on and on. Am I making a point here? I'm trying to slow this down and more detail it because I hear people telling me I'm not detailing enough stuff. I'm trying to slow it down and detail it. I'm moving on. This is just on Citigroup. Listen to this. Wall Street won't surrender on bonuses. Citigroup credits Susie Link loans to swaps and shift. Citigroup won't make it. And ex-U.S. Treasurer Rubin, no return to Washington. That's what he said. Citigroup sees rising losses. Citigroup may not report profit till late 09. Citigroup may not report their books till late 09. Citi and Merrill warn of contraction. Profit crunched at Citigroup and Merrill. Citigroup regroups, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. You see? It just goes on and on and on. That's just one entity. It just goes on and on and on. Now, let me move back. Y'all bear with me on this. I need to get this out, man. This is unbelievable. Let me back up a page. Please bear with me on this. Okay. If you go to PROPUBLICA.org. PROPUBLICA.org. What this is journalism for the public's interest. You can look at a map. They have a map of the TARP money. Then you can go and you can actually see the bank names, the date they accepted it, and all this good stuff. And you can also see the banks are not loaning the money. Unless you have a credit score of quad 10 trillion, if you got a credit score in the 600s, you ain't getting no money. Which I don't recommend that you go borrow a dime. Anyway, it just pulled it up. Alright. Now, these numbers reflect bailout amounts in millions. Now, if you've got single digits when you look at this, it'll say 45 million or whatever. Okay. Citigroup, 45 billion bailout. AIG, 40 billion bailout. Okay? Listen to me. JP Morgan Chase, 25 billion bailout. Bank of America, 25 billion bailout. And by the way, go check it out and see what Bank of America just did on cutting jobs. And Bank of America North Carolina branch is the one that wouldn't pay the Chicago workers their severance pay and all that, vacation money and all that when the window plant closed. See, I'm telling you, this is the biggest Ponzi scheme known to man right here, my friend. And when I say that, I just don't mean the financial arena. I mean with this New World Order scheme, is to take your rights, to take your money, to take your property, to turn you into a slave, to eliminate the population down to 500 million, to put you in a FEMA camp. If you're not on the red list, if you're on the blue list, put you in a FEMA camp. If you're on the red list, to kill you, whether it be through knocking down your door and killing your family and coming up with some story like they did about Mr. Bill Cooper and make lies up about it, or maybe just kill you and poison you through food, and the list goes on and on, maybe through the chemtrails, but they're going to kill you one way or the other if you don't fight back. Okay? If I were to step into a dark room and I turned the light on and it was full of rattlesnakes, I'm getting out of that room. Okay? I'm opening the door and I'm going to run out and I'm going to get me a gun and I'm going to start dealing with the rattlesnakes. I'm not going to stay in there and let them bite me and venomize me till I die. And that's a poor analogy, but that's where it's at. Okay? Let me move on with the list. Wells Fargo, 25 billion. Goldman Sachs, 10 billion. Morgan Stanley, 10 billion. Oh, boy. And it just goes on and on and on. And for the sake of time, I'll let that stop right there. But let's just go back up here and start with Morgan Stanley. They go way back. They were there when the Federal Reserve was created. Bank of America goes way back. JP Morgan Chase, AIG, Citigroup, they go way back. And by the way, with AIG, they were underwriters of insuring the pensions on the government employees. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. That's why they got bailed out. Because the government employees and their pensions are safe again. That's right. Do you some investigating, do you some research. What I'm telling you is the truth. Now, let's move on about this Ponzi scheme for a minute. The Ponzi scheme, you see, Treasury Secretary put some little bald-headed punk up there to get up there and not answer one question and be forthright or forthcoming in nothing that the Congress and the Senate want to ask him. Well, sir, I'd like to get back to you and write and be thorough. Well, what do? Undersecretary over the Treasury and the TARP. What do you do with your time? Do you go play golf? Do you sit around a bar and have your little drinks and laugh about the stealing and fleecing of the American people's money? I mean, you come before the Senate and the Congress in the hearings, and you have nothing to give. You have no substantial, factual, detailed. I mean, my God, I got more paperwork sitting in front of me that took 5 minutes to print out than he ever presents. I said I wasn't going to get upset. If you can't see the greatest Ponzi scheme that's ever took place, God help you. Because I see it. I could build a house from the ground up. I've built $1 million mansions. I can't hardly work this computer. But I've got a 16-year-old daughter that can set it up and do all the stuff for me. I can hardly barely type. But I can build a house from the ground up and build it square and make it right. So the illustration I've given you is it takes a team effort. to do this. I'll be back.